Hello, everybody. I'm Linda, the old bird with Gotta Be Handmade. I'm doing something a little different, and I thought I would share it with you. I'm gonna have to reposition my camera, and as I reposition it, I'm gonna talk and tell you what I'm doing. I'm so glad you're joining me, and I'm so glad to have you with me. Let me tell you why. We just experienced Hurricane Florence in our area. We don't have internet, but our electricity just came on, and I'm so glad. And I'm working on my holiday crafts so I can put them in my Etsy shop, and I decided to do something a little different. Now, I'm going to reposition my camera as I talk. Now, let me tell you where I am while I'm getting this organized. I'm in my guest bedroom. As you can see, the walls are yellow. We call it my sister's bedroom. That's the bed. And we call it that because everything in it is for when she visits. She left clothing and they are in the closet. Yellow is her favorite color on a wall. So the walls are yellow, and I paired it with gray. And let me raise up my camera just a little so you can see it. See my painting? Let me move. That's my painting on the wall. That goes with the gray. So I'm in my guest bedroom because we don't have internet. I've been working frantically to get my things ready for my Etsy shop. And as I was working, I was thinking, let me show you what I'm doing, and it will all come together. This is my little table. I have the alcohol. I brought the glue so you could see what type of glue that I use. These are my little scissors that have an extra sharp pointed, can you see it, tip? That's them. There it is right there. You see, it's extra sharp and pointed. I have a soft napkin. I forget the brand. Is it Viva? It's something that's very soft. And I have cardstock that I have everything on. And of course, I have my iced tea in my crystal glass. Oh, I made this earlier today, and I'm enjoying it. When the electricity was off due to the hurricane, we had to buy ice, and I bought these ice trays with these huge, can you see them? Square cubes, and it only takes a couple. So I have some of those in there. And let me tell you what I'm doing. I took notes so I wouldn't leave anything out. This is the old bird's 60th year. And I don't know, something is happening to me. It's like a new time in my life. I am more excited than I've ever been. And I decided to see what my life is supposed to be. You know, growing up, you get to a certain age and then you go off to college, and if you're like me, you get married, and you just jump, you're forced right into life. And that's the way it was for me. Now at this age, now that my husband has retired, it's like it's my time. It's a new beginning for me. And let me get started and tell you what I'm working on. I'm working on my holiday ornaments. Let me go back to that, to put in my Etsy shop. And this is the one that I've been working on today. Let me bring my glasses down so I can see. And I don't know if you can see them or not, but it is a glass ornament. I think it's 3.5 inches round. And I glued on these Swarovski crystals in a design that's just free-handed. And on the very bottom, if you can see that, I have a jury finding, I have a glass bead, and I have a Swarovski right on the tip. And Swarovskis are so brilliant. I don't know if the camera is giving them any justice or not, but I love them so much. And I even put some, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I even put some around the top of the ornament, so when the lights are blinking on the tree or wherever the person hangs it, they will catch the light around the top as well. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put a ribbon or a fancy hanger to hang it wherever they like. On the Christmas tree, you can hang it all during the year. It would be a great wedding gift for a couple that's getting married at the holiday time. But anyway, it's over 200 Swarovskis on this ornament. Now, I love doing that. So, it's kind of cathartic gluing on the Swarovskis. And that's why I have the glue. This is the glue that I use, and it holds really, really well. I know my camera is tilted, but I hope everything is seen clearly. It holds really, really well. So this is the glue that I use to hold the Swarovskis. And I'm going to put it up there out of the way. These are my scissors. And the reason that I have the alcohol is because I'm finishing this up, which led me to this video. When you glue the crystals on, you have these little strings from the glue. After everything is dried, you can see them. And you have to get each one of those off of the ornament. I take each one of those off and clean it up and clear it out. And I use these little scissors to help do that in some areas, like right here. I don't know if you can see that right there, but it takes time. It usually takes about a day or two to get all of the little strings of glue and the globs of glue that you don't want to be seen off of the ornament. And some I can cut like that one, and some I can use my fingernail. And today I was sitting there, I've been doing this all day, and I was cleaning this ornament, and my prayer time this morning, I was talking to the Lord about my talent and what I'm supposed to be doing and things like that. And something came to me today that I started today, and I thought I would share it with you on video as well as write it down. And I took notes so I would have it all down. And this is what I want to do. I want to finish cleaning this ornament, and I'm going to tell you what I wrote today. Now, I didn't want to miss anything, so I wrote it on my card so I'd have my notes. Let me get something to drink. That's iced tea. Something is bothering my sinuses. I put air freshener in this room frequently, and I don't know if it's something that's kind of getting next to me. But I started writing this today, and I'll get to why I'm writing it. And I decided not only will I write it, I'll video it as well. You know, the hard-working class in this country is on the back of the country is on the hard-working class. And that's the class I fall in. We seem to be responsible for so much. If you own a small business, we have to pay so many fees and taxes and bonds and so many things. And we seem to be the heart of a lot of things in this country. When people are in need, we give. We don't have much, but we share what we have. And it's wonderful. It's amazing to be in that class. It's amazing to be a part of that class. We take care of so many people. And as I stated, this is my 60th year. It's time for me to take care of myself a little bit. I don't know if I'll keep it up, but I'm trying to get started. I'm a baby boomer. And I realize that most of my life is wrapped up in handmade. And it always has been. Let me tell you what I mean by handmade. When I was, let me get my notes. I don't want to miss anything. When I was growing up, you know how people say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I come from a family of school teachers, and that was my mom's dream for my life. She wanted me to be a school teacher. But growing up, I wanted to be a brick mason. And I had an opportunity to see so many handmade things and the smells that I remember. My first smells were smells of handmade foods, handmade cooking. I have memories of handmade. I had a cousin that lived in a very, very small town in Georgia. And every year they had a thing called homecoming at his church. And if you're familiar with homecomings, that's when people that were from families that were members of a certain church would come home annually for the homecoming event. And they would see people that they knew growing up when they lived there, if they had left the area or were born and raised in that area. Or they would come and be with their moms and dads who were in the area. Or it could be an area where their grandparents lived or grew up. And they would come to homecoming to represent them, a part of their family. And homecoming was a big event, and you would have food and fellowship and just see people that you hadn't seen. And for those that were fortunate enough to come, they came every year. Some came every other year, some came every 5 years. Homecoming was a big event. Not only that, see that one right there? It's got a little glue on it that I need to clean off. That's what I'm doing. Not only that, but you had people in the community that didn't come to church much anymore. They just may come out for homecoming, and you were glad to have them in the church for homecoming. Well, anyway, I had a cousin that cooked a thing called Brumridge stew from scratch. And he would cook a pig outside on the fire. And the Brumrich stew he would cook in a big cast iron black pot. Oh, it was amazing. You're talking about something delicious. Now, don't ask me what were the ingredients because I have no idea. I was a child. I have no idea. But it was delicious. I can smell it now. I remember the heat and sitting with him because he would do that all day. He would come the night before and set up and dig the hole and set up the thing for the pig to be rotisserie on. I guess that's what you call it. But the pig would be on these sticks and roll around and the fire underneath. Just like you see people cooking a rotisserie chicken nowadays. Now with this butterfly, I don't see much of a glob of glue, so I'm going to leave it alone. And you see, can you see that? The antenna are strings. So I think I have this area pretty well cleaned. I need some more alcohol. My ornament is glass. It's clear glass. And alcohol cleans it really, really well because the very, very last step is to clean off all of my fingerprints from the ornament from cleaning the glue. So, my whole life I've been fortunate enough to be around handmade and creative people that created so many things by hand. We had a neighbor that crocheted, and my mom was a quilter and made all types of crafts as a school teacher. We didn't have a lot of money for gifts and things, and Mama would make them. She made a lot of gifts, and she taught me to make a lot of things, as well as our neighbor taught me a lot. So I've been fortunate to be around handmade all of my life. And maybe, just maybe, that's why I love the world of handmade as much as I do. Now these little sharp scissors can get right in between these crystals, and I can cut out some of the excessive glue. And when you're gluing these on, you can't see all of these strings and globs until the glue dries. And they have to be removed because all you want to be seen are those amazing Swarovski crystals. And let me see, what else was I saying? Oh, this is so pretty. So as a child, I never knew I was a creative. I just knew that it seemed like I was a bit different. And when people would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I'd say a brick mason. And my mom would look at me, and sometimes the people that asked would look at me funny, like I had said something wrong. And I never quite understood as a child what the problem was. I love bricks. I just thought it was something beautiful about bricks. And the area we lived in Georgia, you had a lot of clay. And oftentimes, I would go to areas and get clay and make things out of the clay. And bricks were made from the red clay in Georgia. But not only the red clay, not only red bricks, Bricks came in so many colors. Oh my goodness, I loved them. My dad's siblings, a lot of them were in Washington, D.C., and that's where my parents lived. And when we would travel, I would just look at all of the different patterns that bricks were laid in, and the buildings, the walkways, the walls, brick walls, and the colors of the bricks. Oh my goodness. You know, bricks come in so many colors. Everything from black to whites to pink. That in this area, there's a brick house. And the bricks, are pink. Now look like I have the hiccups. The bricks are pink. And of course, all of the various shades of red that bricks come in. And the mortar. And depending on the age of the brick, it's just beautiful to me. But when I would say I want to be a brick mason, it was a little silence, and I felt kind of uncomfortable, and I don't know, it just seemed like something was wrong. And my mom would tell me, girls aren't brick masons. I guess back in that generation, girls weren't brick masons as a whole. And I don't know why. But I love the different patterns of the bricks. And that was a part of me, I guess I can say, and still is a part of the old bird's life. Shortly after we got married, I worked in an area in Washington, D.C. called Georgetown. And Georgetown is known for having streets that are brick. And my husband would take me, and we would hold hands and walk up and down the brick streets. I just love them. It's just something about bricks. And not only that, there was a shop owner in Georgetown. You have a Georgetown area, part of Georgetown. That's a shopping community where you can go and buy everything from custom-made men's shirts and expensive maternity clothing, and all types of things are in Georgetown. Cupcakes, all types of things. And when we would go, we would walk those streets that were made of bricks. But I worked there. And when I started working there, there was this shop owner who wanted to keep that theme of bricks. So what he did was he hired some craftspeople to create him a brick walkway up to his store, as well as the sidewalk that was right in front of his store. And every day while they were working on that, as soon as I noticed that they were making that area bricks, I would go to work early and just go and watch them and go and talk to them and watch them lay the bricks. I thought it was beautiful, and I think they thought at first, this lady is insane. And when I started telling them how much I liked bricks and wanted to be a brick mason when I was a little girl, and I thought it was such an honorable field and such a creative field, and all of the different patterns, and oh my goodness, I wanted to create my own unique patterns to lay brick when I was a little girl. They kind of liked my coming by every day and saying hello to them on the way to work. and watching them lay the bricks. And sometimes after work, I would take them a cold drink and stand there and talk to them for a little while until they finished. And I watched them sign the mortar when they got ready to lay the last few bricks. It was some beautiful work. I mean, beautiful work. So it came with me into adulthood. It came further than that. You know, we had a house in Maryland, and there was no way to the front door. They had these little steps that would come up beside the house, but you didn't have a walkway. So my husband and I decided to have the steps removed and to put a driveway that would come up and come around to the stoop, making a walkway. And what I did was using stencils and patio paint. I don't know if you're familiar with patio paint, but it's I don't know if it's a brand or not. I don't know. But there is a paint called patio paint that was made to paint terracotta pots. And the pots that you were going to have outside, you could paint them and paint your designs on them. And the paint wouldn't come off of the pots. That's what it was made for. I think this area is about finished. So the driveway was cement or concrete, one of them, I don't know the difference. And I got a big can, 5-gallon can, bucket, that's what it was. 5-gallon bucket of cement paint in a strange gray color for my mortar. And I added just a dab of yellow to give it an aged appearance. And painted the driveway, rolled it on the driveway. And after that dried, using stencils, I stenciled bricks all the way down that driveway. And I'm telling you, they look like real bricks. So my love for bricks, I guess it exists today. But that type of creative life wasn't, I won't say it was frowned upon back when I was growing up, but it wasn't something that was the norm. So after being laughed at and, it wasn't very popular, I kind of decided, okay, that's not for me. Or let me change that and say the decision was made for me that it wasn't for me. Now the problem with using the alcohol dries out so quickly. Let me show you what I'm doing, because I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Okay. This is the purple butterfly. Can you see that glob of glue right along there? Well, it came out a little bit further, and I can't get it all off, and I wouldn't want to wet the butterfly, but I'm cleaning that area. And you see, this is the butterfly. I made these from cardstock, so it's real sturdy, and then I painted it. The cardstock for this one was purple, but I painted the rest of it on there, and I used a little gold metallic. That's where those dots are shining. And I went on, you see, a butterfly site, and I looked at different butterflies and the shape of this one, and even on the inside where his body is. You see that? This particular butterfly in nature, that's the way it's made. And I painted it from looking at a real butterfly, this type of butterfly. So that's what I'm doing now, cleaning up around the purple one. Anyway, it's many parts to me and things that I like. And when you are a part of the hard working class, oftentimes you don't have finances for entertainment and therapy and a lot of stuff. So you get it from the TV, you get it from the computer, friends and family. And that's what happened to me. A part of me wants to be a big corporate CEO with a handmade business, some sort of creative company. And I know exactly how many people I'd like to have employed. I'd like to have 50, 55 or so people. I kind of know what each one of them will be doing. And that includes the lawyer that I'm going to need, as well as my CPA. What I'm doing now is cleaning a little glob of glue, because I glue the tops on. I take the tops off and I put some of this E6000, oh there it is, E6000 glue. And then I put the top, I clean around it, put the E6000, then I put the top back on. So you don't have to worry about the top coming off and the glass ornament dropping on the floor and crashing into millions of little tiny pieces. And these don't break as easily as you think. But anyway, the CEO, big corporate CEO part of me, take classes sometime for that online, or I'll listen to something that I think that she needs to know about, and I'll watch it. Well, I don't remember where I first saw the video, but there's a video on YouTube by Steve Harvey called Steve Harvey's Jump Video. And what he is doing is, it's a break in one of his TV shows, and he's talking to the audience. And it's like a motivational speech. And I'm telling you, oh, I pulled that one off. I'm going to have to glue that one back on. It changed my life. It's called the Steve Harvey Jump Video. If you get an opportunity, please go to YouTube and watch it. You'll be encouraged by it, whatever your dream may be for your life. But anyway, in the video, he was telling us that you need to find out what your gift, what your talent is, because everybody has one. God has given everybody a talent or gift that's theirs. It's just theirs. I don't care what you do. It's just them. See? I got that whole area clean. Now one of them I just flaked off, so I'll have to put that back. And once you find out what that gift or talent is, you can do that. And he explains how to know what it is and everything. But it's so encouraging. It's such a motivational video. Well, when I watched that video, I thought about it today when I was cleaning the glue off this ornament. And I said, I don't know what my gift is. I don't know what my talent is. This is my 60th year. I think I need to learn what it is. See this butterfly? I painted it from a real butterfly that I saw online. And the wings for this one is made just like that. And the colors is from a real one. Because every butterfly is different. And his video impacted me so much that he gives a scripture reference during the talk. Going by my card so I won't miss anything. And I have that scripture on my wall, so I wrote it down on the card so I could give it to you. It's Proverbs 18:16. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. Well, after you go and hear that video, you'll understand the reference to the scripture. And he's telling us about making room for us and prospering us, working in your particular gift or talent. So that's what I'm doing. Some years ago, I was watching Oprah Winfrey, and her guest was Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry was saying that if you're struggling or you have some area in your life that you can't seem to get over, around, or about, or whatever, pin it. Write it down. Start journaling it. And guidance will come from the journaling. Not only that, I'm in many Facebook groups for creatives and crafters and people that sew and people that have a Cricut. And I'm in creative groups. And in one of my groups that I'm in on Facebook, the host of the group gave us an assignment to start writing down things about our business. I guess like a business journal. And she recommended that we get a pen and a paper or a pencil and a tablet and write it by hand. And she said it amazingly, we'll start getting direction for our businesses as well as our product line, and new ideas and things will come. So that's what I decided to do. In cleaning this glue off, I looked at myself and I said, "Old bird, I don't think you ever jumped." Because of the negative vibes I got from people on being a brick mason, and my mother's comments about it, and not, I guess, seeing other women in that field, kind of gave up on that. And it kind of affected me in my having a creative goal. And I know I'm a creative. I've learned that. I love it. Not only do I love it, I love the people, creative people. Let me see, have I missed telling you something? That's it. That's the last point. So, it never really jumping in my life, I thought I would try to find out what my talent is. What is my gift? And I'm excited to get started. All of that came to my mind from cleaning the glue off this ornament. You know, it takes a long time to get the glue off of the ornament. I have to put on my thick glasses so I can see it and see pull my blouse up and see the glue. And it takes time to peel it off and to scratch it off and to scrape it off. But once it's off, the finished product is worth it. Every bit of the work. So I've started pinning mine. Do you know your gift? Do you know what your talent is? Have you jumped? I'm almost finished this ornament, and I'll post it in my Etsy shop and on my Facebook business page. And I hope it's going to find a good home, and whoever buys it will love it. And you know what? The old bird is so glad that you joined her in this little talk about what I'm pinning. And I hope you got something from it. I really do. And I hope you find out what your talent is. And I hope you jump. So until the next time, this is Linda, the old bird, and I'll be back with part 2. Have a blessed night.